All right, I want to give you just a little overview of how I use Lucidchart. As I said, I really feel like drawing out relationships has helped me so much to just better identify how people are related to each other, and having the flexibility to move them around and color code them has really made a lot of difference in my research. Now, you don't have to use Lucidchart. Obviously, it is a paid service. You get one chart for free. Obviously, I'm a big fan and I use it a lot. There's other ways you can do this. I just kind of want to demonstrate the concepts. So if you're new to Lucidchart, you would come over here and click on new, and then you just choose this Lucidchart and choose a blank document. And that's going to take you to a document like this. And the first thing that I do when I get into the new document is I change some settings just so they don't annoy me later. One of those settings is that I never want to use an arrow endpoint, or hardly ever. I want all my endpoints to be flat. So I'm going to choose this none right here. Another thing I like to do is to make sure that my line color right here, instead of being this charcoal gray, is this dark black, and that my text, which is right, where is the text? Aha, my text right here is also dark black, and that just, it just makes it stand out better on the page. And of course, I'm exporting all my images and putting them into presentations, so maybe that doesn't matter as much for you, but that is how I like to do it. So the shapes that I like to use are always up here already, but they're usually listed here under standard, and it is just a drag and drop. And then you can grab onto the handles like this as your cursor changes. You can then resize them to whatever size that you want. So this is generally about the size that I use, and then I would enter my ancestor's name here. And then you can, of course, move this box all around in here if you want to. Now, I already have my sticky notes over here in standard, but you can actually click right here on add additional shapes, and holy moly, there's a billion of them. And so you don't need them all, obviously, but I wanted to show you where the sticky notes are. And the sticky notes are under, I should have looked this up before. See, you can just type notes in the search at the top, hooray, and click right here on sticky notes and make them part of your standard library, and they just appeared down here. So that allows you, and I do this pretty often, is I'll take my sticky note up here and I'll be like, my theory is that this ancestor is really blah, 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 okay? And then you can, of course, resize it if you want and keep it a little bit smaller. And then I'll just leave that note right there by that ancestor. So it's a really flexible system. I feel like it can do a lot of things. Let me just show you what you might want to do with it. If this is a pedigree chart you've already drawn, and notice how I've drawn this. So I draw it so that the ancestors box covers all of the descendants of it. It just, for me, it helps me to visually see the MRCA between each individual and doesn't require me to kind of follow a line up somewhere. So I really like drawing things this way. Angie Bush actually taught me how to draw things this way. So I really love that it does that for us. Now, if I wanted to add another descendant of Sydney over here, for example, if I found another DNA match who was Sydney's descendant, then I would just copy this line right here. So it's Command C or Control C to copy, or you can right click and copy, okay? And then of course you can Command V or Control V to paste. And then as soon as your cursor turns into that little 4 points, you can scoot it over. Okay, and do you see how it snaps? They call this snap to grid. So it shows me that I'm exactly in the right spot because I'm the same distance from the one next to it. It just makes everything line up. Okay, and then I would change this name to the name of the new ancestor. I spelled that wrong, it's okay. Okay, no, I gotta change it. I thought I could handle it, I can't. Okay, so now that I found this other descendant, I'm going to want to move Sydney so that he covers his descendants. So I'm gonna grab onto the side of the bar here, or the box, and I'm gonna just pull him over. Whoa, not that far. Just like that, okay? But now, Thomas and Mary, I want them to be all the way over as well, so I'm gonna grab onto them and pull them all the way over. And then I'm going to just add a connecting line. So as soon as the cursor turns that red dot, that means you're in the middle, and I can drag a line from here. So I've just clicked, and then I pull it up until it snaps right here into place. And just like that, I've added another line to this tree. Okay, so that's just a quick tour of Lucidchart and what I like to do with it. It's obviously a really powerful tool. You can do a lot of things with it, but this is how I use it, and this is how I draw my diagrams so that I can keep track of people and better understand how they're related to each other, which helps me figure out how I'm related to them. All right, so good luck. After watching that video, I hope you feel like you can do the DNA. And if you want more help, check out these videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And just keep in mind, you can do the DNA and we can help.